The ancient Greeks called it Akrasia, which describes the state of acting against your better judgment. You know you should be working, but you're watching this video instead. Most people think this is a time management problem, but modern psychology proves them wrong. It is actually an emotional regulation failure. The difference between chronic procrastinators and high achievers isn't willpower, but a specific set of systems. Here is exactly how to override your brain's resistance in the next 5 seconds and rewire your habits permanently. If you need to move right now, forget motivation, because it is just an unreliable feeling. Instead, use the 5-second rule, a metacognitive tool popularized by Mel Robbins. When you feel the instinct to act, count backwards from 5 to 1 and then physically move. This countdown interrupts the prefrontal cortex's habit loop before your brain can rationalize a delay. It sounds stupidly simple, but it works because it forces activation energy. Another proven tactic is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, like replying to an email or washing a dish, do it immediately. For bigger projects, just commit to the first 2 minutes. Once you break the surface tension of starting, the physics of productivity takes over, since objects in motion tend to stay in motion. To fix this long-term, you have to stop calling yourself lazy. Dr. Tim Pitchell's research at Carleton University reveals that procrastination is actually a defense mechanism. Your amygdala perceives a boring spreadsheet or a difficult conversation as a threat, which triggers a fight-or-flight response. You aren't avoiding work, but rather avoiding the negative emotion associated with that work. This explains why we doom scroll or clean the entire house instead of writing a report. We prioritize short-term mood repair over long-term goals. The fix isn't discipline, but self-forgiveness. Studies from 2024 confirm that students who forgave themselves for procrastinating on the first exam actually studied more for the second one. Guilt just adds more negative emotion to the task and fuels the cycle. Relying on willpower fails because willpower is a limited resource that drains throughout the day. The strongest long-term strategy involves temptation bundling, a concept from behavioral economics. Only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast while you exercise, or drink your expensive coffee while processing emails. You link a craving with a chore. Combine this with implementation intentions. Don't say you will work out more, but instead say that when you close your laptop at 5 p.m., you will immediately put on your running shoes. By defining the time and place, you remove the decision-making fatigue that usually leads to stalling. You aren't deciding to work, since you are simply executing a program you wrote for yourself. The goal isn't to become a robot who never feels resistance, but to shorten the gap between thought and action. Procrastination is just fear disguised as boredom. 2026 is moving fast, and the time you spend dreading the work is often more painful than the work itself. Count to 5, stand up, and do the thing. Your future self is begging you to start.